All right, thank you.
Everybody, head coach Brad Brownell.
Big time win. Just, thought our kids have been battling and fighting here for a while. We haven't had much luck. Just happy to see them excited in the locker room after a big win against a good team. We made shots tonight, which is something we haven't done consistently well. That allowed us to obviously get into a little bit of a zone, played a lot of zone tonight, just trying to slow them down a little bit. And, we were helped by them being in a little bit of foul trouble. A couple of their good players got into some foul trouble. So that gave us a chance. And then our guys kept making plays, though. We had to make a lot of plays down the stretch. We haven't always been able to do that. But, I just thought our kids fought incredibly hard and they've been trying to stick with it. We just don't have much margin for error, even with PJ. And then obviously playing without F Hunter tonight was, challenging in some ways, but great opportunity for my young guys. And I thought those guys competed really hard. And, we found a way to win a fun game.
Coach, how difficult or easy has it been to keep these guys engaged through all the turmoil?
It's been fine. Our guys have hung in there pretty good. I mean, that's, as a coach, that's, you're constantly trying to message, as much of coaching is your X's and O's are really important, but, where's your team's spirit? How do you keep their spirit up? How do you keep the morale up? How do you keep, guys who aren't making shots, not playing well? Maybe guys are going in and out of the lineup. Some guys are having bad luck. Some guys are battling injuries. I mean, David Collins has been playing all year with a thumb that's bothering him and a thigh that's, periodically bothering. He didn't practice, and I didn't know if he was going to play today. I mean, he really barely even did much in shoot around this morning. So you could see him limping. And so you're kind of always, it's not just the losing, it's where our guys are individually and different things. I think as a staff, we've done a really good job of trying to keep our guys' spirits up and find reasons to believe and keep coaching and teaching. I talk a lot about we're going to try to keep teaching these guys. And, I think I surprised my guys after the Louisville game in the locker room. I got after them just a little bit about, hey, even though we didn't have PJ, we can win this game. And we should not feel like, hey, we did a good job. We fought them and hung in there and had a chance with 3 minutes to go. And, we're going to try to win. And, you guys are got to make more plays. We got to make more shots. We're going to be better defensively. Got to be tougher. And then we had a film session, 7:30 in the morning on Monday to watch a bunch of clips of the Louisville game and learn from it and try to, set the tone for the week. And our guys responded. So I'm just proud of them. PJ and Hunter trying on the side to encourage and help. But at the end of the day, it's still about guys making plays. And tonight we made a lot of plays.
You said David was a finger also?
He has a thumb that's
Been
bothering all year.
What were you most proud of tonight? Was it the way you guys were able to bounce back every time they had a run, or just the way, Alamir and both?
Yeah, I think as they were, mounting a charge, which we knew they would, to be able to just sustain. And, you got to make some plays. You got to make free throws, it's, we called a couple good plays and got a couple good baskets, good shots for our guys. But then there's also a couple of times when our guys just jumped up and made a play. Like Chase's three was him making a play. That was a player making a play. It wasn't a coach getting him a wide open shot. We got him a layup on a play out of a timeout that was us getting him a layup. But at the end of the day, in games like that, you're going to have to move the ball and guys are going to have to go make plays. And, to be a good team, you got to have multiple guys doing that. And we've kind of just haven't been able to find that this year on offense. And then sometimes our frustration offensively has affected our defense. And, our defense isn't as good. We're not able to do some of the things we normally would do if PJ was 100% healthy and could guard a different way. But so we've kind of had to piece it together all year. And at times it's been okay. And at times it's been a struggle. And, but tonight was one of those nights where our guys just kept trying to make a good play. and I thought we shared the ball. What do we have, 18 assists?
Mhm.
Is that right? And we did a really good job, or 18 assists. So we really just kept playing together and moving it, and we were rewarded for it.
The defense, you played a lot of zone. Was that something because they're just so big inside, but also because of the injuries?
Yeah, just a little bit of injuries and foul trouble, concern of foul trouble, and we almost fouled out at the end of the game. We're running out of guys. It's like we only got 3 big guys, and if you consider Nas big, so a little bit of trying to help with that, and a little bit of slow the game down just a little bit. We didn't know if we didn't think we could guard these guys for 40 minutes man to man. We just thought it would be too hard. We've worn down. We're kind of a worn down team, and so we worked on a zone for 2 days, and it's something we've messed around with, but this was a little bit different than what we've been playing, and helped us tonight.
Coach, Ben got his first start tonight. Not something you anticipated, I'm sure, at this point in the season, but how would you assess his play defensively? Good.
I thought he's played well both games defensively. That's where he is right now as a player. His defense is improving. To be honest, he was just okay earlier in the year because he didn't know much, and that's part of it. And there's, I think now he's getting more opportunity, right? Whether he's ready or not. And sometimes he's ready, and some plays, are still hard for him, but great spirit. It was a great rebound at the end of the game where he ran one down. He's a physical guy. He's a tough guy. He wants to learn. He wants to be coached. He's been really good. I'm proud of him. It's not easy to hang in there and fight and get a bunch of DNPs, but that's normal for a lot of young guys. And then when you get one, man, just give it, let it hang out. And I thought he's done that the last 2 games. And physically, he's holding up, which, that's why we recruited him.
The backcourt production obviously hadn't been consistently there during conference play, but 53 points from Chase, Al, and Nick tonight.
That's the difference in the game, right? I mean, if those guys consistently make shots, and then we have PJ, we have a chance to have a really good team and beat some good teams. We haven't been able to do that. We've had, a lot of times it's been one guy. Occasionally it's 2 guys. Tonight we had all 3, and it probably took all 3 to beat somebody as good as Wake. We had everybody playing at a high level, and sometimes guys see the ball go in, one of their teammates get one in. Hey, that helps me with my confidence for my shot. It feels like, hey, that, we can make one. We had some good looks in Louisville for a while, and we just couldn't quite make them. So I thought that was really important, and obviously a huge difference in the game is just our guards being able to finish plays.
Coach, do you have a timetable or an update on PJ?
No, I mean, it's day to day. Just he's had the medical people look at it. We've sent it off to NBA folks and doctors, and I think everybody feels like he can still play as long as he feels like his foot is okay. He just needs to rest it for a lot of time, and if he feels okay, then he'll play. It wasn't good today, so no chance of putting him out there.
And you mentioned David's thigh. He was wearing the sleeve on his leg tonight.
Yeah, he got knee in the thigh. I mean, he's had some issue with his thigh all year, and there's just games that it's really hard for him. He's got kind of that big physical body, so I mean, and he's plays so hard. He's so much physical contact. He's one of those guys that, is going to be hurt some. He just, his thumb has been bad all year. And every time it starts to get better and somebody hits it, and it's just something he's had to deal with. And, he's practiced most of the year, but he's had to take several days off. He didn't practice before this game at all. We had small numbers. I mean, we're out there trying to figure it out with, a lot of walk-ons. But at this time of year, you just do the best you can. And he gutted it out tonight. I mean, you could tell he was hurting. He showed great toughness and fight.
PJ said earlier in the season that he didn't think he'd need surgery on that foot. And the feedback y'all have gotten, does anybody?
There's a chance when the season's over that he might do something. I think they're gonna. He's had a little problem with it in high school. And so I don't know if there's something structurally there that they're looking at that could be problematic. We haven't gone, all the way to that point yet, but, that certainly is a possibility.
Just the decision, coach, not starting Nas or Al tonight. You needed a bigger guy.
Yeah. Just, you know what? Both guys have played really well off the bench the last couple games. Obviously, Al had a great week last week, scored 18 in both games. And so kind of just, and Nas, I like bringing Nas off the bench. I just like his energy. Both guys played a ton of minutes. I don't know how many they play. Al played 29, 30. I mean, so they're playing starter minutes. I mean, it's just kind of a little bit of a rhythm.
Holden Williams at 13 points. Is that more of him being on the bench a lot with foul trouble?
Probably
Or something
some.
Yeah.
I mean, I think hopefully the zone was helpful. But he's a terrific player. He and Laravia are, man, are they good? Steve's doing a great job. They've got a really good team and they've played very well. I know, they weren't quite up to par today. But Monsanto played great, made shots. They got a lot of different pieces, weapons that can beat you. Obviously, Musius didn't play tonight for them. But obviously Monsanto got a lot of those reps and had a big game. So, but he's done a really good job with a good group.
Brad, it's off topic, but the situation that unfolded between Michigan and Wisconsin over the weekend with Juwan Howard and all that. I know there's people even saying do away with handshake lines. What do you have thoughts, comments on?
Obviously it's an unfortunate incident. You don't want to ever get to those situations. You can't do that. I would, I'm certainly not for not shaking hands. I don't think that's sending a good message. I understand, we've got to try to temper our enthusiasm and energy and make sure our players understand the importance of being respectful, when you lose. Obviously part of the reason for me taking David Collins across the way on that play against Duke was to diffuse the situation. That was a heated situation where benches were upset and I was trying to diffuse it because I knew that if that, I didn't want something to escalate and then all of a sudden you have things like that happen. And obviously Coach K and those guys showed great class and it helped diffuse it. But, we just, obviously we don't want that in our game, but obviously these are very competitive people and very competitive environments and tough situations and a lot of emotion, and coaches are going to make mistakes and hate when it happens. But, in terms of the bigger picture of handshake lines, no, we need to shake hands, I think. And I know in the NBA, they don't really do it, but I think our guys are young enough that it's an important part of what we do as men, molding players, to be men.
Coach, I got here a little late,
Sure.
So you may have already answered this, but you, Wake Forest never led in the game. You had a lead at 13 and they kept crawling back.
Yeah.
Got close. What was, you just couldn't, it seemed like they couldn't get it.
I don't, but we just made shots tonight. We consistently made shots to keep them at bay. And, they're really talented. They can really score. I don't think they had one of their better nights and they still got 69. You know what I mean? We had a phenomenal night for us. All three of our guards shot well. And, we haven't done that every game. And, Chase was phenomenal in terms of 10 for 12. Al hit 5 out of 11, Nick 5 for 7. We made enough threes and we shared the ball. And, we played at our high end tonight, right? We played about to our max, and especially without PJ, our young big guys fought, and we gained confidence from our crowd, and just making shots gives you energy, and it was a little bit of a perfect storm for us, but that's I think that's how upsets happen.
Was there any key to pulling away and that's getting it to 10 points?
I don't think it was anything drastic. I think our guys made some big shots. Chase made a huge 3. Al had a nice drive. We made our free throws down the stretch. I think we went to our soft press zone in the last minute when they were kind of just driving it down our throats. That probably helped a little bit, and then they missed a couple shots. They have to help you, and them getting in a little bit of foul trouble certainly was significant as well, with Williams being in foul trouble.
What do you think about taking what happened tonight to the net?
Yeah, I mean, hopefully we'll build on it. Our kids are trying really hard. We've had a little bit of tough luck. We've had a couple shots at the buzzer that have, hit the front rim and could go in, and the other team seems to make a shot at the end when they need to most nights. And, it's just been one of those years battling some injuries, and you just hope your kids keep fighting and keep growing. And, you try to, build your spirit back, and, hopefully today goes a long way in helping that.
And a game like this helps not only with finishing the season, but I would assume also going to the tournament.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously you're trying to build momentum, play well down the stretch, give yourself some enthusiasm and energy going to Brooklyn. We'll see how we do. We've got to string it together. We got to go out on the road and play a Boston College team that's playing well. So, but yeah, this was a big win for us.
Do you attribute any of the mistakes you guys have made to just nervousness instead of the margin for error?
There's always a little of that. A little anxiety and a little bit of, sometimes it's just missed shots. Sometimes it's a bad play. Sometimes the other teams make big plays. The other teams have, a really good player on the other team that makes a couple of tough shots on you. It's usually a variety of things. It's not any one thing. And that's kind of the way it's been with us. There've been some times we haven't gotten the defensive stops we need. There's been times we haven't been able to continue to score. We don't have, it's also not easy when your go-to guy's a center, because it's not as easy to get him the ball as it is a guard. And so that can be a little more challenging for you. So, that's a variety of issues. Everybody good?
Any more questions for Coach?
Brad, just how much did you guys need a win, and how nice was it to get a win? I know you've talked about just wanting something good to happen for your players. They keep fighting and battling every week, and like you said, y'all would play some good ball at times.
Yeah, you just build their spirits, right? It's hard when you're not as talented and you're not quite as good. You can play pretty well and lose, and that's happened to us a couple times. And then when we don't play as well, we're not going to win. And so, you can lose your spirit or your morale. I don't think that's happened at all with our team. Our kids have continued to fight and battle and hang in there. And we played really well against Florida State on the road. We played really well against Louisville on the road. Probably were outmanned in some of those home games. The 3 home games we had, we gave Carolina, probably should have won the game. And then the other 2 teams were just better than us. We just couldn't figure out a way to keep the game close. But so, yes, we needed a win for your morale and your spirit. But I think our kids through it all have done a pretty good job of trying to hang in there and still stay coachable and work and, try to get the next one. But it gets more difficult when you're not winning. There's no doubt about it.
Is Hunter getting any closer?
He is. He's obviously not playing Saturday. I don't know if he could play Wednesday. I don't know. It's hard for me to speculate. He's trying to get ready for next week at some point next week, maybe. We'll see if he can get there. I don't know. But he did a little bit of 5-on-0 Monday, Tuesday, a little bit.
Anything else for Coach?
Okay, thanks, everybody.
Thanks, Brad.
Yes, thank you.
Got a final stats over here.
All right.